Another beautiful morning in the Pacific Northwest. Early winter, I believe. It's about 8 in the morning. Heating up the car so I can go get breakfast. Stray kitties did not come last night, but I was working on something until pretty late, so I probably just missed them. Now, it had been a while since I'd seen Birdie the Early Bird in an advertisement for anything in McDonald's. As you know, Birdie the Early Bird was voiced by Minnie Mouse, voice actress who passed away a few years ago, joining her husband Wayne Allwine in the afterlife. But yeah, 2 for $3.50, our strawberry cream pies. Pretty good, pretty good. But otherwise, just waiting for my normal breakfast order at McDonald's for my wife and I. It's always nice seeing people inside here, even if they don't know they're part of the show. Here's the future breakfast. The bag is already torn. Looks good. And I'm back from breakfast. Hello, viewers. If I have any viewers. I really like doing these slice of life things, and I like watching them too from other people. Because I believe, or I get the sensation, or I get the sense, I should say I get the sense, that the slice of life things are so much more true to the actual, what makes the person, rather than some get up or some personality that they're trying to portray. And I'd rather get to the heart of the person, or you get a better sense of getting to know them rather than some character they're playing. Now, some people are really good actors. Some people are great actors. I don't think we get a whole lot of them on YouTube. But there are some. But yeah, I like to get to the sensation of getting to know the person more. So I'm in early February 2026. I hadn't done a whole lot last month. But I did make a slice of life video that got not a whole lot of views, but it was a pleasure to make. It really was. Because I've complained about it before. There's not a whole lot to do around here. At least that's coming from someone who's lived their whole life around here. Which probably I take for granted so many damn things. But in my sense of living in this area, there's not a whole lot to frickin' do. So the slice of life thing, as I'm working at my job here, my day job, was something, and it was close to home. It was part of what it's like to live in this area, and that appeals to a certain type of viewer. I'm finding myself, maybe it's my advanced age. Maybe that's what it is, but I'm finding myself drawn to that type of content more lately. And that is probably going back a while too. So what do I got slated for this year? I wanted to focus more on this. I'm really close to 1,000 subscribers. I don't think most of them ever watch an episode after they subscribe again. Well, that's normal, I guess, because the vast majority of people who watch my stuff are not subscribed, and that's okay. I'm not for everybody. Yeah, so I wanted to focus more on that. At the same time, when I started this channel, I started it about gaming, and then I took years off. And when I came back, I wanted to be about walking different places, because that is something around here. There's lots of paths, lots of forest paths, and I thought, hey, people might want to see that. But then I did a few, and I watched them back, and I said, you know what? Unless you really know these paths, they kind of all look the same. And that was not sustaining a audience. That was not sustaining an audience either. So then I went to kind of travel stuff, and because I like to travel, and for a while, boy, we were big time travelers. We'd be gone for like a whole month out of the year or longer, going to theme parks and stuff, and so I knew a lot about them. And I thought, hey, travel's great. People like that, and people did like that, and that really is what built up my audience big time over the last 2-3 years. Was the travel stuff, especially the Disney parks, which I'm a huge fan. I don't know how you couldn't be a fan. Unless you don't like fun, how could you not like the Disney parks? They're great. They're expensive, but great. But then our travel also started wearing down, or waning down, not wearing down. And more we were going to like places like Las Vegas, where I've done some videos, but they don't get a whole lot of views. Which sucks, because well, that's another thing. Vegas is, there was one point where I was on the Link Promenade, and the music was so loud, and there was so much commotion, and I had the kid with me, and the kid was super uncomfortable. Although the kid was also saying, see, this is what I want to see. This is life. And it's like, yeah, it is life. We don't get anything like this back home, but man, did I feel like a country bumpkin, and I'm not. But I felt, boy, what did I feel? That was so strange. But yeah, anything that I filmed in Vegas does not get a whole lot of attention, which is too bad, because there's so much to do there. It is, oh man, there's so many things to do there. But at the same time, there's not, because there's a price tag attached to just about everything. There's a lot of things to do there if you got a lot of money. Vegas has changed so much. One of my friends, whom I miss dearly, he's not dead, but yeah, we don't really talk anymore. Man, do I miss that guy. His name was Jason, and when we were teenagers, we went to Vegas, and man, seemed like we had that whole city in the palm of our hand. We did so much of just walking around Vegas and experiencing it, and it was a defining trip for the both of us. Life defining. It was great, boy. And then we grew up and life got in the way. But yeah, going back there now, it is daunting just how much there is to do and how different it is from being back home where there's nothing to do. I'm not kidding. I'm really not kidding. There's a whole lot of not much to do around here. But that said, I want to get out and do more stuff. I also I have a lot of equipment that I like to do more with. I recently got a pretty damn good capture card for recording more video game stuff, which I started this channel about 18 years ago, 19 years ago. But that was the only reason I started it on that was because my stuff was already out there on different video networks, and I was pretty damn popular at the time. Then I moved to YouTube, and nothing happened. I was not popular on YouTube. Not at all. Which was, it's whatever, I guess. But yeah, so, and I hear that complaint a lot. Why am I so popular on TikTok? Why am I so popular on Instagram, but on YouTube I can't get views for shit? And I feel that here, because that's how I started out. That's how I started out with YouTube. I was big elsewhere, went to YouTube, and I was nothing. And I'm still nothing. And that's okay. I don't need to be huge. Actually, it would be great if I were. Just so I could focus more on the channel rather than my day job. But you know, that's a hope and a prayer away, right? But yeah, so I got a capture card. I've used it on 2 live sessions. And one of the live sessions, what do you see out there, baby? One of the live sessions had some viewers. The other live session didn't have any viewers. Like, okay. But again, video game stuff isn't really what this channel's about anymore. So if I'm going to do that, I understand I need to make a different channel that focuses on that stuff. And that's probably the same way. I have a drone also, that pretty good drone. And I use that to intersperse in my recent videos over the last 2 years. Just to show, you know, scene cuts and stuff, or maybe it's a focus of an area. I never film with the intention of filming the people, because I don't care about the people in the shot. I only care about the area that the people are in. And that's another misconception that so many people have, is like, oh no, these people with drones are filming me. No, we're not. You're not the star of, you're not the main character of our lives. We don't care. If you get the hell out of the way, our shot would be so much better. But in order to make any money off that, I need something that my best friend currently, Mark at Gross Photos on AOL. I mean, not AOL. On YouTube. Wow. Recently got his Part 107 certificate, so he can actually make money off of drone footage. If I ever am able to monetize this channel, I will need that in order to make money off of those videos that feature those things. Shots. But not many do, so I'm good for a while. Plus, I'm not monetized yet, and that's fine. But yeah, so those are some things that I'm interested in. I'm also interested, I'm really interested in getting back in touch with some key characters from the past. And I'm not talking about people from online. I'm talking about people that I actually knew. You know, life gets in the way, and you lose touch, and that's really an unfortunate thing. I've been going to more and more funerals lately. I just went to one the other day for somebody from the neighborhood that I'd known my whole life. I knew this guy, and he was great, and I could actually blame him directly, probably, for how I collect things, because he was a big collector. He collected coins, precious metals, bills, anything of value, or anything that he thought would eventually be of value, and he hung on to it until it was of value. And that's really what That's really probably what fueled my vast Lego collection. I believe I have probably one of the largest collections in the city, if not the whole damn state. And I'm saying that now, and I'm sure I'm absolutely wrong. But man, does it seem like I do. Seems like I do. Just you know, sitting there building value. So I went to that, and I saw his family, and I saw parts of my family too that I haven't seen in a long time. And every time I go to one of these funerals, whether it be for my family or a family of a friend, and I see those friends, and I leave the funerals just thinking, why didn't I keep in touch with these people? Because, you know, seeing them again, there's no argument, there's no frustration, there's nothing like that, and it's like, why did we lose touch? I don't understand that. Keep in touch, and then they don't. And I understand we're all adults, and being adult, you have only so much time outside of your job to focus on your own life, let alone get together with people who are not a big part of your life. You know, like people we haven't seen in years. And my friend Mark, I would say, is actually probably could be defined a big part of my life for the simple fact that he, outside of my wife, he is my only friend that I have in the world. His wife and him. Yeah. So he's a big part of my life. But again, and we don't live too far off from each other, but we don't see each other very often. And we're, you know, we schedule things to meet up and have a powwow and conversation and an afternoon together or whatever. And more and more we're talking about what are we doing with our YouTube stuff. He's got a YouTube channel also. And I have done some collaboration with him, and it's great. It's all great. He's doing his own stuff. He's very focused on drone stuff right now, which the government is making it more difficult to do with new upcoming better drone stuff. But the stuff that's out now, mostly, I believe, has been okayed. And I'm talking DJI stuff, just because DJI is so much further ahead technology-wise than any of these stupid American companies that the government wants to be our only damn option. I mean, they're grinding an entire industry to a frickin' halt with their America First stance. Yeah, it's just this. So that's kind of where I want to focus. Also, music. I wrote a song at the end of high school, or junior high. End of junior high. Really ironed it out at the beginning of high school. This was a long time ago. It was like 30 plus years ago. But I just over the last like 2 weeks recorded it. I had to soften it a little bit. In only that, you know, when you're young and the things you make might be a little controversial with bad words and stuff. So I had to soften it out a little bit, only because nobody wants to listen to that crap. It might have been originally written one way, but, you know, you can change it to make it so it's a little easier to take. And so, yeah, I put that together. I've been putting that together. And I was just thinking last night, boy, because I was working on it for a few hours last night. A few hours. It took a long time. With the new computer. The old computer would have done it just as fast, too, because it's just audio. I didn't put video to it yet, if I'm even going to. But, yeah, so that's something I've been working on. I would like to work on more stuff like that because I do have very good microphone setup. I have a very good microphone, and I got a good microphone setup as well. Good recording space. And decent recording software and hardware. But again, that's stuff that I can integrate into this channel. But this channel is kind of like a grab bag of stuff. This is, as I continued with this particular channel, I was thinking, you know what? People have varied interests. These are mine. But I'm pretty damn sure that's not how people go about finding their content these days. I want to, in fact, I recently online compared it to a shopping mall. Whereas when I was younger, shopping malls were big, popular, and they offered a whole bunch of different options for people to choose from. But then shopping malls started fading in popularity, and everything was an outside mall. And the entrances to all the different stores had crap from just those different stores, you know? So, then I have to say that's kind of how people search for their content now. They look for a specific thing. They don't care about the mall, the options. They don't care about that. They just want the one specific thing. And maybe that's something I should have understood a long time ago. I was just kind of doing whatever. It wasn't like I was making money off the thing. I'm still not making money off the thing. So it was just whatever I was interested in. But as I move forward with these different pieces of hardware and gear, what in the world is that? I got to think more on that. Got to think more along those lines of, you know what? Build a channel that's just dedicated to one type of thing. I wanted it to be about travel. I wanted it to be about walking through the woods because that's something I really enjoy doing. But the woods weren't doing it, and the travel was great, but I don't get to travel that much. As we used to. And that's nobody's fault. That's just economics. It's just economics and responsibility. I want to talk about responsibility. That's actually something that has helped my channel. I take care of not only my cats indoors, I also take care of a whole lot of animals outdoors. And the feral cats, one of them at least, has become quite a bit of a popular thing on my channel. Not hugely popular. I don't expect anything to become hugely popular on my channel. I really don't. But when I get 10,000 views from him in just a few hours, that was nice. That was surprising. And he's a sweetheart. But he is feral as the damn as he possibly could be. I'm working on trying to get this cat in the house so he can live a safe life indoors. And my wife's all, not as patient as the process as I am, because I want to, I have his trust, kind of. He lets me pet him a little bit. But if I pet him too much, then he's like, stay away from me for a few weeks. But yeah, he recently disappeared for 3 weeks, and when he did come back, we were super excited. And he looked beat up. But I noticed this morning, looks like he got in a fight again because he has a scratch on his shoulder. But yeah, that's a responsibility that I can't really be away from, because even though Mark does take care of my cats inside, and he does feed the cats outside, when we were in Vegas last time, well, he doesn't do their schedule. So let's just say that. Because the outside cats will come in the morning. They can come all damn day. But they typically come in the morning, in the afternoon, maybe the evening, and then they're out there at like midnight. And when they're out there at midnight, there's also raccoons and possums and just a lot of things that we also take care of. Oh, and the skunks. Yeah, there's a family of skunks also that do come around and eat. So I can't have him just be over here all damn night waiting on this. He just leaves the food out, and they do something. Waffles approached him. That was cool because Waffles started out when Waffles came here almost 3 years ago. Started coming to eat. Waffles was coming for years before that too, but finally started coming to eat about 3 years ago. And man, she was a feral, wild thing. She wouldn't even let you see her. But now she just comes up and is very loving, and that's great. Doesn't like coming inside too much, but does come inside sometimes. And then the second she's done, she wants out. Reaches for the doorknob and everything. Very smart cat. But yeah, last time he was over here when we were in Vegas, Waffles I think he said Waffles let him pet her, which is awesome. Because Waffles don't know Mark. But Butters is not like that. Butters is a feral beast. Fully intact boy. Has so much to say. And it's just a responsibility. There's lots of responsibilities around this house. I want to call it a farm. I call the house a farm. I don't live on a farm. It feels like I live on a farm. Just because of the vast assortment of animals we have around here. But that's, that's something for another channel also, quite honestly. Even though it's getting a lot of attention on this channel, it's only get attention through shorts. And, man, shorts suck. Really. I don't like filming in the vertical. I don't like that. But, that's my own problem. And also, how short shorts are. That's more, I think, for a character. That's not for getting to know somebody so much. But yeah, those are just some things I've been focusing on. Boy, this is I'm working a lot here, but there's not a whole lot to do. In terms of one portion of my job is very slow, but the other is just nonstop. What else is going on here? So, I guess that's it for now. Thanks for accompanying me on my trip to get breakfast. Breakfast was good, by the way. Yes. I like to think McDonald's does some of the breakfast items pretty darn good. And then I have to remind myself that it's kind of hard to screw up some breakfast items. But, I could easily screw it up. I'm not a good cook. Yeah. What are you doing? Would you stop that? Okay. So Bella, the previous stray, who's been in for 2 years now, has lived indoors for 2 years, is getting into my stuff, and he does that when he wants attention. So I'm going to shut this down now. Thanks for listening to me type. All right, and that's about it for now. Thanks for tuning in.